Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Shemi Hawashai, Shamakakwa. And I want to say Shalom, Dak Nakwath out there, pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. There's a little quick one here. A little quick hitter. Another one from Instagram. I just got done with the other one with the simple black woman thinking that she found the key to not be messed with by demons anymore. Stupid. But this one is from this guy, and I don't really like this guy. I don't at first when this guy pops up from time to time, I'll pop him up here. I thought he could potentially be a speckled bird or whatnot, but more and more I go by, I think this guy, I don't know. All right, he says some shit that's really Edomite, and then he says some shit that's really Jake. I can't really tell. You brothers can put down below what you think, but this his page is I don't know. He's kind of one of those hard ones to read, man. And I guess he's a tattoo artist or whatever, but he does a lot of let's see. What do we have here? Cat doesn't rock over a Quran. I don't know. But anyway. All these different types of things, the guns and the American hats, and I don't know, man. I don't know. Jake be doing that shit sometimes too anyway. But anyway, here's the video in question. I'll just, let it speak for itself again. Here you go.
I have a question. What is white people's talent? Like how black people are they say black people athletic. Like, what are white people good at?
Conquering shit. White people are fucking good at conquering shit. White people will go to your country, conquer that bitch, establish an ecosystem so well that the entire world wants to come move there. On top of it, they'll wash the blood off their hands, rewrite history to cover up all the bullshit, then make a holiday out of the day that they came and took your shit. Sounds like a talent to me.
I have a question.
So, like I said, I can't really tell. Sometimes he says some Jake shit, and then this one's especially hard because it sounds in a way that he's condemning it and condoning it. I don't know really which one it is, right? But I would agree that is a talent. All right, what is a talent at the end of the day? Talent, a natural aptitude or skill. Okay, a knack. If you have a knack, all right, an acquired skill at performing a task, and out of everyone in the world, yeah, you got it for stealing, raping, robbing, killing, being the wicked, and ripping what's rightfully someone's and taking it for yours. Okay, you can go and look up who colonized. Well, I've done it before. Who has colonized more land than any other nation? The British Empire. All right, the Europeans. Okay, the Europeans. Following Britain, France, Spain, more Edomite nations, right? So, the British Empire, shown on this map, included vast territories such as India, Canada, Australia, and large portions of Africa. I mean, they even went over to Africa and they took South Africa. They took all these different places, man. All right, and that also, like I said, this is just a little short one, a little 2-3 scriptures, but it shows you also by them doing that who they are biblically, what nation they are, right? Let's go from 1 and we'll go down through 2. And actually, all right, let's see. You know what? Anyway, so Micah 2:1-3 is talking about the Edomites. It doesn't necessarily say Edom, but who is it mentioning? It should say Esau Edom, but I think this one they lie. Wealthy, powerful Israelites. That's what it says. And it's not true. But Micah 2:1-3, anybody that has a grasp, again, it's the same thing with a born out an Edomite. That's a clerical error. There's a lot of different things out there. Not that this is a clerical error. There's a lot of things out there that the how do I want to say, the average man, the natural man is not going to understand. All right, unless you have Yahweh Shemi Hawashai dealing with you. All right, this is clearly talking about the Idumeans. Okay. And especially when you get into verse 3, you know, the Lord mentioned things like that happening against the Edomites. All right. Let's get it. 1 minute. This is Malachi 1:4. This one actually does mention Esau. So Malachi 1:4 first. Let me show this. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. All right. Indignation, anger, annoyance, constantly, forever. Now, jumping back into Malachi 2:1-3, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence. When, you know, other than, you know, when they were led by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, when were they able to take fields by violence? Okay? When? And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man in his heritage. So another thing is that people are always coming back in their same lots. All right, people don't change. All right. Another one. What's the scripture? There's one. How does the scripture go? Well, I mean, this is not what I was necessarily looking for either, though, but I'll get it anyway. I'll actually just go up from 1 again because it's dealing with Esau. So this is Ezekiel 35:1 down through 8. Again, showing you that Micah 2:1-3 is dealing with Esau, regardless of what Esau tries to break it down. Again, it's the book shut up for them. They can't understand it. All right, it's sealed. So 35, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. Who was dwelling in Mount Seir? The Edomites. I guess, you know, next thing you know, Google's going to be saying, oh, yeah, they did, but the Israelites were currently living there at this time. Esau's, you know, shit goes off. Not that they would say that, but it's only a matter of time before they try to put something stupid in it. So 3, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. See this reoccurring theme against Esau? Okay, see it? It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Now he said, washing their hands of the blood. You can try to wash your hands of the blood. All right, that's what that guy was saying. And they washed their hands of the blood. You can try to wash your hands all you want, but that shit's still under your fingernails. Right? And blood shall pursue thee, said thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So no, they didn't really wash their hands of the blood. It looks like they did, but the Lord's going to pay them back for all that. Thus saith the Mount, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, and thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. So going back into this, Micah 2:2, it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Therefore thus saith the Lord, Behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. So this is clearly dealing with Esau. When you deal with the coveting field, you deal with the rampant amount of violence and the oppressing a man in his house and his heritage and taking those things away from him. That's dealing with Esau. All right, no matter how much that Google wants to make it seem like it's dealing with wicked Israelites. All right, that's the dumbest shit ever. All right. So let's watch this again.
What is white people's talent? black people are like, they say black people athletic. Like, what are white people good at? Like,
Conquering shit? White people are fucking good at conquering shit. White people will go to your country, conquer that bitch, establish an ecosystem so well that the entire world wants to come move there. On top of it, they'll wash the blood off their hands, rewrite history to cover up all the bullshit, then make a holiday out of the day that they came and took your shit. Sounds like a talent to me.
I have a question. What is white people's talent?
Well, all right. I don't even know what I did there, but it's like you grabbing one of these coconut waters. But I like this one right here. Got 17 likes. Saying this but trying to be black at the same time is crazy work. Absolutely. And like I said, I think the guy's probably an Edomite. The more and more I watch him, I think he's probably an Edomite. You can put in your vote down below, but I mean, there's going to be someone that's just going to stick up, says, I mean, he did say they take shit and rewrite history. I mean, yeah, but Esau brag about that, all right? They brag about that a lot. We're the best colonizers and conquer. No one else can do it. Well, cool. That's fine. Yeah. It says, what exactly is making him try to be black? Braids were white. Gold on teeth were white. He's speaking English. That's white. Where the black part? Go look up Taubery stats. Yeah, English, right? You're not so very good at it. Fucking moron. Gold on teeth were white. Yeah, that was made by Paul Wall, and Paul Wall's a Jake. Okay, you wouldn't understand that because you just see the, the outside looking at. You don't see the inside. You just see the outward appearance. All right, so, oh, he's white. He's one of us. Meanwhile, there's always something weird that you don't like. I don't like him. All right, and braids were white. Braids were most definitely not originally by white people. Okay, they're most definitely not originally by white people. One of the big people that really got braids start kicking that were white looking were the Celts. Okay, which I happen to go back to that lineage. All right, Celtic individuals, Scottish, Irish people. Okay, and why is it that they braided their hair? Why is that? Where do you think they originally got that? Well, do you know about a people called the Moors? Okay, and not the Muslims, because if you look into history, Moor just means, black. Moor literally means black. Okay, so it wasn't the Moors that came over the Muslims. Those were the Moors. Those are the ones you see in history as just titled the Moors. But Moors were any black individual, and there were more people than just the Muslims. Okay, the black Muslims. No, that wasn't. It wasn't the progenitors of the Nation of Islam that was over there. No, it was Jake, Israel. Okay, all right, Southern Kingdom. I'm sure Northern Kingdom was over there as well. But the ones that were called Moors were Southern Kingdom, all right, which would be so-called Negroes, as in Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So the Haitians, the Islanders, all right, as in the Jamaican and so on, and then of course the as they just say, the so-called black, all right, which is as they would say, the Black American, all right, because they're they're all different. Okay, there's different types of black folk, and there's different types of Latino folk. They'll say, oh yeah, Puerto Rican, and they're this and that, and Guatemala, they're Costa Rican, but there was only one type of black person, right? It's ridiculous, right? And they don't, that's anyway, that's a whole topic for another time. That's all those covering casts, but this shows you, man. Look how dumb they are. Braids were what? Braids were white. Well, braids, all right, were started in those areas over there, in those Celtic and Scandinavian areas as well, because the original inhabitants of those places, all right, was in fact Jake. Okay, before the 1,000 years, all right, and before the 1,000 year hit, all right, up until 999, and then that 1,000 hit, they were the ones in power. Us. That's why it was called the Dark Ages, not the bullshit that Esau says. That's why there's so many years of history that's missing, and they won't tell you about it. Because why? Because Jake was in rulership. So-called black people were in rulership. Okay? Latinos and Native Americans as well, truly in rulership. Not what they got going now in Mexico. All right? That's, no. Truly in rulership. Okay? Truly. And it's proof by looking to the Bible and looking who we are, and then going and looking at heraldry. All right. Why do you think they have, let's go and look up Bible heraldry. They didn't call it that. Tribe symbols. Okay. Can we get... Okay. So let's go and look up wolf heraldry. Middle Ages, wolves in heraldry. Wolves appear frequently in English heraldry. Why? Why? Okay, that's Benjamin. Okay, those are so-called, Jamaicans and Islanders. Okay? You got Judah. We don't even have to type in lion in heraldry. Okay? But we will. Lion heraldry. Okay? First one that should be brought up is England again. Attributed to Lions of England. Alright, because England, they use it a lot in England. Why? Look, Finland. Why? Why? Well, it's because the white people are actually the Israelites, and that's why they're... Oh, no. Again, you're good at wiping history out, like your boy said. Wiping it out and getting rid of all that bullshit, as you would call it. Okay? Which the bullshit would be the truth. Getting rid of all the truth and hiding it and say, oh, no. Oh, what, the symbol of the lion? Oh, that's ours. Well, the symbol of the wolf? That's ours. Another one that you see a lot is the symbol of Naphtali. All right, down here, you see a deer's heraldry. Standing on its hind legs, usually, yep. I mean, put 2 and 2 together. Again, like I said in my last lesson, you get 4. Okay, it starts to add up, right? So, just like this woman's muscles are adding up. God damn, that's a buff bitch. I didn't even notice that. Good lord, right? Anyway. But, she's not so big where it looks bad, but, I mean, shit, you might want to calm down, sis. Numbers 35 and 33. And finally, it says, so you shall not pollute the land wherein you are, for blood it defileth the land. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. And you went to all these other lands and shed the blood of these different people. So, in order for these lands to be, restored, your blood has to be shed at an all-time high, Esau. All right, has to be shed at an all-time high. So, good. Yep. There you go. Look at all these proud white people growing hair on our heads and not having a forehead the size of Texas. We're pretty damn good with coming back for milk. All right, and that goes into pride, and that shows you who you are again. One more. And we'll close out. This shows you, it's again, Esau. It says, and it also gives you another big hint. Obadiah 3 and 4. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's pride, that's hubris. Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. Everywhere they went, Greek had the eagle symbol. Rome had the eagle symbol. Here we had the eagle symbol. All right, it's all over our stuff. All right, and I say ours, people that are inhabitants of this place that's called America, right? I don't have to, hell, there's a quarter somewhere sitting, right? Probably got an eagle right on there if it's one of the eagle. They got other things on the back now. But, yeah, man. So, it's all over the stuff here. As though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. And you can go up to verse just 1. No. Come on now. Alright. Verse 1 gives you it right there. A vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord concerning Edom. Okay, so that was pertaining unto Edom, Esau. You guys are just making those prophecies come right on forth without you wanting to. Right? So, there you go, man. Keep on doing your thing. But that's the lesson. We're going to close out there. Lord, when it was edifying. Again, all praise, honor, and glory belongs to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. Almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.